Hi guys, Bennett Taylor here. This is a video I've been wanting to make for so long, and I'm finally getting down to it, and I'm so glad that I'm finally doing this. This is me breaking down my role as Byron on Motherland, Fort Salem.
Hello there. Sell when you can, or you're not for all markets.
Sorry, what?
It's Shakespeare.
Sorry, do you not sense my I'm not interested in guys vibes?
Oh, I sensed it. You can't sense my I'm not interested in girls vibes?
Okay. Fair game.
Shout out Switch community. You guys have been so awesome. Ever since I did this role, I've been receiving fan art, edits, kind words of encouragement, all sorts of excellent messages and cool just general love for the character and wanting him to come back into the series. All of that means so much to me, and I wanted to, I guess, lift the veil between us and talk a little bit about the character and talk a little bit about what it was like portraying Byron on this show. I was Byron in Motherland, Fort Salem, season 1. I believe we saw the final season this year. I saw fans petitioning for the show to come back, but I'm not really seeing anything about that, if it's coming back or not. So I think it's safe to say that, mask off, we can talk about all the behind the scenes stuff, and it's totally okay, right? All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the audition process I did for Byron. Right over here, I have my original audition sides that I printed out. Check that out. I did the audition in person, so that's a change from the norm post-pandemic. Most of our auditions as actors are just shot at home here. They're self-tapes. But before the pandemic, a lot of auditions were in person in a casting studio. They've changed that completely. So yeah, this audition was in person. I went to a casting studio and they did a little video of me performing it. Before this audition, I had actually done a self-tape, which happened from time to time, for the character of Gerit. Hi, I'm Bennett Taylor. I'm 5'11", and I live in Vancouver, BC. Watch this. Bird calls have been a little hobby of mine. That was really, really hot. It's safe to say I didn't do that good of a job. I think I like barely memorized it. I don't know what was going on with me at the time. Jen,
yeah.
Do you want to come here and say a little bit about what you thought about that audition?
It wasn't very good.
Yeah, so it wasn't very good. Yeah, so I got this second audition. I think it was maybe my agent or the casting director, Tiffany Mack, I believe. I thought maybe this was more my wheelhouse. Where Raelle is generally moody, broody, not giving AF, and not getting along with people, she finds a kindred spirit in Byron. Someone who's sarcastic, energetic, fun, and also doesn't give a fuck as much as her. The kids know these acronyms. Beltane, the event they're at, is the celebration of the goddess. This world is a female-dominated matriarchy where all the young female witches hook up with young male witches who are happily at their disposal. The bane of Byron's and Raelle's existence. Have fun with it. Something hit me with this audition. I was like by myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm really gonna do some instead of what I did with the Gerit audition. I said I'm gonna really do some hard work and really try to, do a good job with this. So I did. As you can see, I marked up all these sides with notes and stuff like that. I really thought about every single line, and I planned for what I was gonna do, and I really put myself out there. So when it came to the actual audition, I did my best. And I came in with a strong first line, which was
Sell when you can, or you're not for all markets.
It was very big and theatrical. It was just a great line to just start the tone off of the audition. Getting into the weeds of this, I've written down here in the front, Byron is loyal, humorous, quick-witted, theatrical at times, poetic, self-aware. And I've written some parallels. A negative, he is catty in an over-your-head kind of way, jealous, lonely, angry at times, and scared he'll be alone forever. I also want to talk about this one specific note here on the line. Oh, I sensed it. You can't sense my I'm not interested in girls vibes. I wrote, I'm gay. Speaking of that, so this was probably the first role I've ever done that the character's sexuality was, spoken outright and, talked about. And for me, my sexuality, I'm bisexual. I was able to really kind of come into aspects of myself that maybe I had repressed in some ways. I knew I was bisexual, but I didn't really want to, tell everybody about it. But I think Byron kind of helped me, talk about it. I remember talking to Taylor. She was playing a gay character as well. And she was like, what is your experience with this? And I was like, I'm not really super confident about talking about it, but maybe I'll talk to you about it later. And as we became friends and closer, we were able to talk about that, and I was able to kind of come out as I did to a lot of other people on the cast. So then I did the audition. It felt good. And I waited and waited, and then I got a call that I was going to be on this show, and it was incredible getting this call. I thought my life was going to change, and it did. I was told to go to a wardrobe meeting to do a fitting, and there I met the one and only. 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 The one and only. I met the one and only. The one and only.
Kai Bradbury.
And I remember meeting you at that first wardrobe meeting. I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. We're going to have so much fun. And we did, of course.
We really did.
Yeah, we did. So, which episode you want to look at? Actually, you know what we got to see? We got to see you come out in episode 3.
Well, 3 is the intro to the boys.
Yeah, so we got to see that.
Oh, my heart.
There's me. I go straight to the bench. I could have honestly been a lacrosse boy. It wouldn't have made a difference, and I would have had a lot more fun that day.
Yeah, we actually had a training class for this. I don't know if you were there.
No, I was not. How did that go?
I don't know. I somehow was called upon to do this lacrosse training class with the girls. And we had like a training session where we were learning how to throw and catch with it, but I never ended up using it at all.
No, wait, but you didn't. Were you playing at all?
Oh yeah, and luckily I wasn't on the skin side. I learned how to like cradle the ball as you run, like with the lacrosse stick. And then of course the huge rain towers.
There's me. You can see me right
there. Why weren't you playing?
I don't know. I had this whole thing where they had a shot of me reacting, but
okay, so we got a rare sunny day in Vancouver, and then of course they had to bring in rain towers to fake the rain here.
They actually cut me out of the scene. Actually, I think I was doing too much. I was going.
They never cut to you?
I heard the director go like a little less, Byron, because I was like, oh yeah, like the wet men. I love it. Like, oh, here we go.
Of course, that's me, not a stunt double. Thank you.
You took that fall.
Me struggling to keep my eyes open because of the rain. It was so heavy I couldn't see. That was so fun to shoot, though. Also, this was my first day on set for the whole show. Was it you too, right?
Yeah.
Tipo assassin you?
Nowhere you've ever heard of. You're a lot better at this than you are picking girlfriends.
Ooh.
Dude, Dave. Nowhere you've ever heard
Dave's
of.
killer in this show.
No, yeah, he really did the work.
This was a huge extras day.
Yeah.
But all the people that you can see on the right side, there's nobody standing on the left because they took everyone and put them on the side that you could see to make it look like more people. That is me.
Where are you? There?
I'm still coming around the corner.
They do like to peacock and strut.
They do like to peacock and strut. And I'm behind you or something. No, I was on a different bus than you. Yeah. So I'm in this scene, but I'm not in this scene.
Not the lip bite. Ashley and I, because obviously our characters are childhood best friends, we had to come up with that handshake on the spot. We were like, what are we gonna do?
Your hair's so curly. They give you like a little perm.
Oh yeah.
My mother's namesake. He fought with Alder at Appomattox.
Only you know.
What'd you say?
Only you know.
Didn't want me to enlist.
You're like, you look like you want to eat her.
My cousin had a dispensation. When her 18th came, she said the words, just like you. She's the bravest person that I've ever known. You remind me a lot of her.
Did she fall in combat?
Still throwing shoulders and kicking ass.
In the original script, she had a name. Her name was Rose.
Did the right thing when you answered the call, Tally.
Mm-hmm.
Never doubt it.
I love what you're giving here.
Rael, are you coming?
That still works. The tension is still very palpable.
Aww.
I love that little joke.
I love this episode.
Oh yeah, the owl. We gotta see the scene. We gotta see. This is the audition sides.
Yeah, this was the chemistry read scene.
Hey, watch this.
I did hoot a barn owl call.
This is a sound effect?
But they added it later, yeah. The owl is shot in a French reverse. So it's actually sitting in the tree behind us when they shot it. But they made it look like it was in front of us. And I'm actually looking at an orange pylon in the tree. And that was our eye line.
It's beautiful.
And it was raining on and off. So they had an umbrella over us
my
here
God.
sometimes.
There's a lot going on in this scene.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it's part of your job to be charming and wonderful. And you're very, very good at it. Am I being an idiot and thinking that there's something more here?
I remember at the end of this scene, there was a take where my eyes were open too long and there was a cold breeze and my eyes welled up. And so we kissed and a tear fell down my cheek. And I was like, we can't use that. Oh my goodness. What are we going to do? Wow.
Wow.
And so Cravenwood was born.
Good job on like smiling and kissing at the same time.
Oh,
That worked.
thank you.
I like that. But I don't think that was intentional. You were just in it.
No, it was a choice. It was a
Oh,
choice.
no, it's a choice. Oh yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Oh God. Dave's dying. Rael saves her. You show up, don't you?
I know that changed, but originally. Whoa.
This is such a good like end of episode.
Yeah. I love this episode. So Jess and I had that owl scene, and that's supposed to be like, you know, like really late at night. And then that fall is supposed to be really early in the morning. And so it was supposed to be that we were coming back to the dorms from the owl scene, and we stumble across that death. But I think they were like,
They're like
it was
too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, it was too much, so we changed that. This set is so epic. It's huge.
Yeah. It was me, you. There's a whole.
Sad Byron.
Yes.
He'll think of me when you use it.
All right, lady.
Wow.
You'll think of me when you kill terrorists. I'd love for you to react to this.
I love your purple suit.
Oh, thank you. I really wanted it.
I wanted my burgundy suit. You know, that was the only other option, but I said it was my favorite color, so they let me have it. But I tried on like 5 blue suits because they
Really?
they wanted Gerit in blue. To
Like a blue.
Sell when
button.
you can. Or you're not
I
for all.
want that suit so bad.
Sorry, what?
It's Shakespeare.
Sorry, do you not sense
Hey.
my I'm not interested in guys vibes?
Oh, I sensed it. You can't sense my I'm not interested in girls vibes?
Okay. Fair game.
This is like my first
looking all over the
take
place for you.
that I did.
You tried to save my friend.
You tried to save my friend.
Thank you for that.
Just wanted to jump in here and say, so originally Porter was supposed to be my best friend. You can hear in the line I say,
You tried to save my friend.
That's edited. The real line was, you tried to save my best friend. The direction that I was being pushed in for the scene was to be more fun-loving, just forget about all that stuff. I'm trying to drink and get over it. And so I did the scene like so many times, this fun-loving way where I was big, a big character, big theatrical Byron. What they ended up using was my first take. Like the first take I did. I don't know how that happened. I mean, there was a lot of things going on at the time. We were behind on production. Things were moving slower than expected. And my scene ended up being kind of like confusing. So I went in with my take, and that's what they used. My take was, he's sad, but I wasn't too sad. Like, I could kind of tell that he was kind of trying to suppress it. So he's sad, but he's not expressing it fully. He's just kind of trying to swallow it and forget about it for the meantime, even though this terrible thing has just happened where his best friend has passed away. But what ends up happening was he was just a guy that Byron knew, and he tried to save him, and I knew of him. He was around, and it's such a shock that he's dead, but not as close as the best friend, because Byron wouldn't have been even at that party if that was the case. Probably stayed home and just tried to figure shit out instead of wishly duties, though.
Okay, time for the good part.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go. Dance time. Let's take our shoes off.
And this dance couldn't have been shot further away from where we shot the party stuff before. And this is all danced and choreographed to a different song that they ended up.
Yeah.
And it still worked.
Yeah, like the dance for this is like the song original sound. It feels like a completely different show that it was for.
Yeah.
It was like an idea of Motherland Fort Salem before it was edited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like much more like drums and earthy and like folky before, but now, yeah.
Aquaman.
This was such a big day.
Yeah, it was like so much dancing for so long.
Yeah.
What they don't see there is I slid into that shot, and a few times I slid into that, I like annihilated my ankle and completely rubbed all the skin off of it, and I was bleeding on the dance floor. And people were like, "What is this blood? There's blood on the dance floor!" And they had to wash it off. And they're like, "Who's bleeding? Who's bleeding?" I was like, "Yeah, who's bleeding?" And I was just so hyped up on adrenaline and focused on the dance that I didn't realize I was bleeding. And so I completely like set us back a bunch of time with that. And then another time did you remember the cheers? I had to do a cheers with Taylor.
Yeah.
And one time I was just so in the moment. I was like, yeah. And I grabbed a cup from the side. I wasn't given a cup because
right.
they weren't paying it. There's so many people. They weren't paying attention to my character. And I was like, oh, I need my cup. So I grabbed a cup prop from off stage. It was full of water and drink. And I cheers Taylor and the water goes everywhere. And everybody stopped dancing. They're like, oh. So then they had to stop, clean the water up because they can't dance on the water surface. Yeah. And I remember being like so embarrassed, like, that was a bad idea. I didn't realize that was a bad idea.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it all worked. It was hot, but a lot of fun.
It was hot, yeah. I remember specifically going onto the dance floor and just like, and then running back off the other direction.
It was basically just
so
soaking
hot.
up all the sun's heat.
Yeah, for the whole day until we shot that.
The floor was heated to about 85 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which none of us thought would have happened. But it was a huge problem because we were all dancing barefoot. After about 2 run-throughs, standing on the floor for more than 15 seconds was unbearable and everybody was in pain. We ended up filming all the mediums and close-ups with our shoes on to be safe. And when it came to the wides, we did as much as we could. And as soon as the director called cut, we all bolted off.
I wanna go back for Glory's sake, Annie Jacobs' sake. See, she's with the girlies.
Wow.
And we know where she ended up on Beltane, and Annie would appreciate me saying that. This is the secret arc of Glory.
Yeah, Glory's secret arc
within the show.
You guys are so fun.
Yeah, I had so much fun with Taylor. Yeah, look, what is going on with Glory? She goes off with like 4 girls.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Do you want to watch this?
Do we need to watch all this?
I know we can. We can. We don't have to.
It's okay. I mean, the music really makes it so steamy. Because obviously, shooting these kinds of scenes, it's usually really awkward. And Jess and I had never done any scenes like this before.
Here comes the move. This is the move.
The walla in the background of all the moaning.
Get it? You're having sex!
So, I had so much allergies for this scene. I had so much allergies. I could barely breathe through my nose. You can hear it in my acting. It's
not helping my headache.
Oh, you should tell them how this scene was shot in the daytime.
Yeah. Oh my God, we were at some farm in Maple Ridge, right?
He said something be a bird.
He said something be a bird. And this is like literally in a little black tent.
It was like a
bush.
cone. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just lying on the straight ground. And I remember there's like bugs crawling all over us, which was kind of interesting. And it was just like a little tent, and they filled the tent with smoke too. Like every take, they'd be like pumping the smoke in this little enclosed black tent.
In broad daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd never know it wasn't nighttime.
Called the Codices. It's basically a how-to witch sex and romance guide.
Stop.
You guys are great.
She's like, no, I think my friend almost killed someone.
This is killer.
Oh my God.
Oh, yo!
That's so good.
Something funny I want to show you is, this is the blooper reel. Yeah. Yeah, so they had a crew member say that? I don't.
That's so
I did not
funny.
remember that until I saw this. I was like, what the heck?
Actually, make that 5. Let's go.
I love this.
We cracked each other up so many times doing this.
Let him come to you.
You sound like Barry Essa.
She's like, I don't need no help. Should have seen me at Beltane.
Yeah.
Say hi. And wish him well.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, can you get out of here, please? Can you? Thank you.
Me and Rihanna jog Paul.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you'd be at the wedding. I tried to tell you as soon as I could.
That was a traumatic wedding, right? Wasn't it? Yeah.
It's funny. I've been looking for the grumpiest girl in the room.
And I was wondering where that annoying ray of sunshine was.
Oh, what's that?
Her powers manifesting.
I slammed it in the door. It's nothing.
The first mushroom seeds have been planted.
Maybe necrotic?
Be more dramatic.
I'm just saying, maybe you should just try.
It's all ADR.
My scene was also ADR because all the
Really?
footsteps. Yeah, I had to do my whole thing.
That whole thing?
Yeah.
Can we just go back briefly? This is all ADR?
Yeah, because people's footsteps in the background.
Kissing. And then everything went to shit. Can we at least still be friends?
Nice job. I didn't even know. Couldn't even tell. I guess you can kind of hear
People
it when
mix well. It's amazing what we can do in post.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming and
My
joining
pleasure.
us. I appreciate you coming and reacting to this stuff. you
Yeah,
know.
we got some more episodes to react to maybe another time.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing me those
Yeah,
again.
of course,
I
man.
missed it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We love Kai Bradbury. Check him out on Virgin River season
5 coming out this year.
It's going to be awesome. Netflix, you know the deal. And of course, upcoming projects that have not been announced yet. You know, we hope for those.
I'm out.